All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on tonight, whether you're joining us live or you're watching the recording. Either way, we're so thankful to have you and appreciate you taking the time to just tune in and learn a little bit more about something we are so passionate about as a community. And tonight we really wanted to talk about that as it related to pregnancy and postpartum. So you're going to get to hear a couple of really great stories tonight. And we're going to get to share with you something that we are, several of us are extremely, extremely passionate about. And so let me share my screen with you. All right. So I'm going to give you guys something to look at. So we are, as a community, part of the Healthy Living Revolution, and we are really all about inspiring healthy living all around the world. So what we wanted to do tonight was talk a little bit about the state of our health first. And really that is, we're unhealthy. We've got 1 in 4 people dying of heart disease. We're going to have 1 in 3 people with diabetes in another 30 years. And the fact that our kids are more harmed by their diets than drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined, as a parent, for me, I am not okay with that. So why are we unhealthy? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is the fact that the environmental toxins that we are around, they're increasing. So everything from pollution, water pollution, air pollution, water contamination, drugs, prescriptions, the things that we put on our skin and in our hair, all of those contain toxins that begin to build up in our bodies. And the other issue is that our food quality, which is our biggest fighter of this, is decreasing. And so more than 50% of what Americans are eating now is processed. So we're talking full of preservatives and artificial things and pesticides and growth hormones and very little, if any, actual nutrition. And then for those that are trying to do right and eat more of the good plants, they're usually nutrient deficient. I mean, broccoli, for example, has lost 50 to 80% of the key nutrients in it before we ever even buy it. So what do we do then? Okay, well, we know there's lots of things that we can do. We need to move our bodies. We need to be drinking lots of water. We need to be getting adequate rest, trying to choose those safer products whenever possible, trying to manage our stress and eat real food. And the food part is what we are going to concentrate on tonight. And what are we concentrating on? Fruits and vegetables. Why? Because we know that up to 75% of diseases are preventable with good nutrition. So let's talk a little bit about oxidative stress and antioxidants. So oxidative stress is something that happens in our body that causes aging and disease. So that's the bad news. There's nothing we can do to stop it, but we do have something that can help protect us from it. And that's the good news of it. All of our fruits and vegetables are full of antioxidants, and antioxidants are what protect ourselves from that oxidative stress. And so if you look at the apple here, we've all cut into an apple and watched it brown really, really quickly. That is a result of oxidative stress. But if we take a lemon and squeeze lemon juice on it, that browning process slows down. Well, that's because a lemon is full of antioxidants. It doesn't keep it from ever browning, but it significantly slows it down. That is what fruits and vegetables do in our body. They slow down that aging and that disease process. And that's why the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for us. I think we all know that we're supposed to eat them, but I don't know that we all really understand why. And that's because they are so good for us, they can actually save our lives. So how many do we need? Well, we need 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And a serving is the size of your closed fist. And if you're somebody that moves your body or exercises regularly, you need even more than that. Why so many? Well, there's several different reasons. One, the produce that we are eating is usually pretty nutrient deficient because it's picked before the nutrition fully develops. And why is that? Well, it's because it has to usually be transported thousands of miles, whether across the country or from overseas. And in order to get it to us before it's completely rotten, they have to pick it way early. And 90% of Americans just aren't eating enough servings. And when we do try to, we're definitely not getting the variety that we need, the colors of the rainbow every single day. So what do we turn to? Well, 70% of Americans turn to a multivitamin to fill that gap. And a multivitamin has just a few isolated, man-made, made in a lab, synthetic nutrients in it. It does not come from whole food. And we know from research that the multivitamins, they don't do anything. But in some cases, they actually can do more harm than good. So what do we need to turn to? We need to turn to the whole food, like the apple, for example. The multivitamins got, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 different vitamins in it. An apple has over 10,000 phytonutrients. And it's that little bit of a lot of different things working together that produces those beneficial effects. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to stop sharing, and we're going to be talking a little bit about pregnancy, obviously. And so what I want to do is allow my friends to share a little bit of their story of how nutrition and elevating their nutrition helped them with their pregnancy and postpartum journey. And we're going to start with Kaylee.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for letting me participate in this tonight. Having better nutrition in my pregnancies made such a difference for me. So a little background story. I grew up not eating the best things. And as I got married and started to think about having a family with my husband, I didn't make any changes. In fact, when we got pregnant, I was eating bagels and drinking pop. We call it pop up in Pennsylvania, all of the time. And I didn't feel great at all in my pregnancy. And I gave birth to her, this beautiful baby girl, and my body wasn't healing. I felt really run down. I felt defeated. I ended up with several different infections that the doctors couldn't get antibiotics to take away. And so I was constantly back in the doctor's office, back in the hospital, having these checkups instead of getting to care for my baby. And I had a really hard moment when I looked at her one time and I thought, if I can't take care of myself, how am I going to take care of this beautiful baby girl that was entrusted to me? And that hit me like a lightning bolt. And it was right around that time that a really good friend told me about a really simple way to get more fruits and vegetables in my body every day. And I said yes, because I saw that it was simple and it was affordable and it was just doable. And that, as a new mom, was exactly what I needed at that time in my life. And I'll tell you what, within weeks, I had more energy than I'd had in years. My body finally started to heal, and I started craving healthier foods and drinking more water. And I was just so incredibly thankful for that. So when we got pregnant second time around, I continued to put this nutrition in my body, and it made all the world of difference with what I was wanting to eat and just my mindset about what I needed to feed our baby to keep me healthy, to keep her healthy. It made such a difference. And my recoveries for my second and my third pregnancies were so much faster, so much more enjoyable. I got to love on my babies in the way that I really wished I'd been able to the first time. And I know that it was the nutrition that made such a difference in all of that. And, because of the things that I noticed in myself, it was just a no-brainer that I should tell other people. But what I didn't know was what joining this community of amazing other mamas would do for me. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I've always wanted to be one. But in the beginning, when a lot of my days felt repetitive and mundane, I felt so much mom guilt for wanting more than just to be home with them. I felt like I'd let go of things that I really wanted, and I lost a lot of parts of me that I really liked. But when I joined this community of amazing people who spoke truth into me and told me, you can be home and fully present with your girls, your family, and contribute in such a significant way. And so I ran with that. I leaned into this community, and I found that that's absolutely true. I now bring in a full-time income from home and being fully present with my family. We get to pay for their extracurricular activities without it feeling like a punch in the gut, with my paycheck just because I'm helping people. And guys, I found a new confidence in myself as a mom and a wife and as a friend that I had let go before, and it makes my husband look at me in a way that I hadn't really seen him do before. And I'm a better wife and a better mom because of the ways that this business, this community has helped me thrive. So we always thought that I'd go back to the corporate world after our girls were old enough to go to elementary school. But because of the business opportunity that this company provided our family, I'm not going to have to do that anymore. I'm not going to have to go back to a corporate job that doesn't make me feel alive. And I'm just forever thankful for that. So thanks for letting me share. And I'm going to pass it off to Paul.
Awesome. Kaylee, that's so great. Well, thank you guys for letting me share too. This is such an honor. Again, my name is Claire. I live just south of Atlanta, Georgia, and I have two boys, a 4.5-year-old and a 2-year-old. And our journey began with our oldest son, James. My husband and I were hopeless, fearful parents just trying to help our son, who for the first 2.5 years of his life suffered from recurrent unexplained fevers and febrile seizures. And it was just horrifying, defeating, and we just didn't know where to turn. And it was in that time that my mom shared Juice Plus with us, and seeing what we were struggling with, and out of such desperate love, let me know about what it was. But I was way too prideful to say yes to her. We ate healthy already. We were gluten-free, dairy-free. I was like the granola hippie mom that my friends knew me as. And it wasn't until my integrative medicine doctor actually told me that the one thing that she recommended that I do for my son was to give him the whole food concentrates of Juice Plus nutrition. And so that gave me the credibility to say yes to this. And Juice Plus just quickly became a catalyst for our family's health journey. I am so happy to say that James is 4.5 now. He's healthy and thriving and has only had one seizure in 2.5 years. But once we said yes to this nutrition for our whole family, I found out I was expecting my second child. And going into that second pregnancy, I was scared and I was anxious. I had experienced a miscarriage before James, and my pregnancy with him was also extremely stressful. We had issues with our doctor and our midwives. I had gestational diabetes, high blood pressure, and his delivery was a long, scary labor. And I ended up having an emergency C-section. So it was just something that going into a second pregnancy, I just wanted it to be completely different, but didn't know how that was possible. And I know that Juice Plus was that pivotal component in giving me that healthy and redemptive second pregnancy that I so desperately prayed for. I chose to flood my body with the shakes, trio capsules, and the omegas only as my prenatal. I never had high blood pressure. I didn't have gestational diabetes. And our second son was born in 6 hours, a natural VBAC, and weighed almost 10 pounds. My OB, one of the first things she commented on was how healthy my placenta was. And the biggest difference, though, that I experienced with the second pregnancy was in my postpartum recovery. I had very quick healing, just like Kaylee talked about, my mood stability, and my baby was happy and thriving. So as a mom and a wife, I experienced the greatest difference there with that postpartum recovery. And I said yes to this mission immediately in order to just save on our family's nutrition. But little did I know that through our own health journey and just what I've learned through this amazing community, I'm now able to be at home full time with my boys. And I can also generate a steady residual income to contribute for our family. So I'll always be forever grateful for this community of amazing people, these products, and just how our family has experienced a renewed and hope-filled and victorious health journey. So thanks so much for letting me share, and over to you, Allie.
Oh my gosh, Claire, you got me so excited listening to your story again. And I love that you didn't listen to your mom until your integrative medical doctor said it was okay. Cindy, I know you're loving that. Oh my gosh, you guys, these stories are phenomenal. And you know, my story hits similar points as some of these women, but also very different. So I've been consuming Juice Plus for about 4 years, and my family was already on a very whole food focused diet. Like we were already growing our own fruits and vegetables with raised gardens. I live in Tampa, Florida. It's sunny all the time. We can grow food year round. It's amazing. We were already farming our own chickens to have the best eggs and all that kind of stuff. We're actually going to be eating chicken for the first time. Sorry if that offends anybody, but we have been really focused on sourcing things well, like what we put on our fork, making sure that it's sourced well. And so when I learned about Juice Plus 4 years ago, I really didn't think I needed it because my family's health was actually doing really well. We weren't on any medications, like prescription medications, nothing like that. We didn't have any health scares or trauma that we were, looking or seeking answers from. I had already been doing a lot of reading and seeing some things in my own family that people were, diagnosed diabetic and then they completely heal themselves because of what they put on their fork. So I was already a believer in all this kind of stuff. What changed for me is my daughter, who was 2.5 at the time, I started taking her to daycare because I was going back to work. And they started introducing goldfish and all these different snacks that we didn't have in our house. And that's what she started coming home asking for. And so she started using her will as a picky toddler to say no to the things she had been raised on, like avocado and platanos and all these healthy things. And she just wanted pretzels and goldfish. Long story short, that's when I remembered about Juice Plus having a child's chewable. That was the same plant powders in the capsules. And it had a nutrition label and all this kind of stuff. So I became open to looking at the amazing research behind it. And my skeptic self went from Bexley's going to take this to my whole family is going to eat this. And we've been consuming it for 4 years. We've had phenomenal health change. So my first 2 pregnancies, I did not use Juice Plus as my prenatal. I used some over-the-counter prenatal that I couldn't stomach. I didn't take regularly, and it made me sick. With my 3rd pregnancy, I knew about Juice Plus, and I used it solely as my prenatal. I used the fruit, vegetable, and berry capsules. I used the omegas. I did 2 shakes a day. I was shredding most times, and if you don't know about the Shred 10 program, you need to know about it because it's changed my life. And it is the only pregnancy I had normal glucose levels. I was always high in my first 2 pregnancies, even being a super crunchy mom who worked out like a maniac even through pregnancy. And it was the only pregnancy I didn't have to do additional glucose testing for because my glucose levels are normal. I didn't have like morning and late afternoon sickness like I had with my other 2 pregnancies. I had symptoms. I was sore. I had an almost 10-pound baby myself, but the recovery on the other end of taking Juice Plus, oh my gosh, not to be like too crazy, but hormones leveled out so much faster. I was already starting my cycle within a few months of having my son, and that might sound awful, but that just goes to show you how amazing this nutrition is, that your hormones can be regulated that quickly. And I was nursing at the time. My breast milk looked like skim milk with my first 2 pregnancies, and it looked like fatty whole milk with my Juice Plus baby. Like I could go on and on. I had a girlfriend come over and told me my son, who was the Juice Plus baby, he looked like a 3-month-old in his circumcision area just because of how quickly his tissues healed in that area. And I was like, you're right. Like, it's amazing. Grant, my older son, didn't heal that quickly. So we are forever grateful for Juice Plus. We will always consume it. There's all kinds of other benefits I've realized to my story, but that's just kind of it in a nutshell for pregnancy and postpartum recovery. And we're so grateful somebody showed up and shared it with us. Like the other women that shared tonight, of course, I'm telling all my friends and loved ones about this because it's been the best, simplest way to elevate our nutrition. And it's done us such a world of good. And I too am also able to stay home with my kids because of my choice. And I'm able to support our family income. I get to pay our mortgage. I get to take us on vacations and do all kinds of stuff with my Juice Plus income, literally by sharing my story and inviting people to learn more. So I'm grateful, and thank you, Carla and friends, for having me on tonight.
Ah, wow, ladies. Oh my goodness. What incredible stories. There are going to be so many women and families that you are able to impact when they hear this because I know so many people personally. And like these ladies, I also had pregnancies pre and post Juice Plus as well. And I'm going to share my story in just a minute, but I want to share first a little bit about, okay, what is this nutrition? So I'm going to share my screen again. So what is Juice Plus? Well, Juice Plus is the nutrition from 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries that have been grown to peak ripeness, grown by family farmers. And we basically pick it at vine ripeness and pulverize it. It's not just juiced, but pulverized. So that means you can use the seed, the skin, the leaf, the stem, all of that whenever possible. And then they dry it at low temperatures and put it into a capsule or a chewable. And then we also have a plant-based omega. So omegas are just as important as the fruits and vegetables, but we bypassed the middle fish and went straight to the source where the fish get their omegas, which is the algae. And so we're using 6 different oils that are all 100% plant-based. It's cold pressed. And we know that the importance of omegas for our heart, our brain, our joints, our skin, and our eyes especially. And we also have something called our complete shakes. And these are vegan, non-GMO, gluten and dairy free, low glycemic, and they give you 15 additional plants that you don't find in the fruit, vegetable, and berry capsules and chewables. And as a woman, I love the fact that we get the protein source from soy. Soy has a lot of mixed information, but what we know to be true is that the safety of soy depends on the source. And the research shows that when you can use the whole soybean as minimally as processed as possible, and that's what you get in Juice Plus, that provides the best and most balanced defense against disease. So I try and drink at least one of these a day. This was my go-to when I was pregnant because I could throw everything but the kitchen sink in it, drink it, and it was the most delicious meal. So Juice Plus is really unique. It's not food. I mean, it is a food. It is not a multivitamin. So it comes with a food or nutrition label, just like you find on a bag of broccoli at the store. It's all non-GMO, vegan, dairy, and gluten-free. It's NSF certified, which is a third party that comes in and tests that what is on the label is actually in the product, nothing more, nothing less. So you don't have to worry about contaminations, pesticides, mold, mercury, heavy metals, nothing like that, because it is tested. And there is not any other things on the market like that oftentimes have any kind of testing behind them like that. And it's the most researched brand name nutritional product in the world. And we've got now over 40 peer-reviewed published clinical studies. And these studies are being done at hospitals and universities around the world. Places like MD Anderson Cancer Center, University of Texas, Yale, Wake Forest, and then places in Australia, Austria, Germany. But I had to add one other thing that I'm going to show you after this slide. Because of all this research, it has attracted thousands of doctors. Because we've got the research that shows it does things like contribute to cardiovascular wellness, decreases inflammation, it helps to support a healthy immune system, reduces oxidative stress. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but oxidative stress, one thing that increases oxidative stress is pregnancy. And that's nothing, pregnancy is a good thing, but there's nothing you can do to stop the oxidative stress. But we know this nutrition helps to reduce that because it gives us those antioxidants. So it's extremely important in pregnancy for that reason. And so I had to show you guys this one research study that was done by Dr. Doug Odom at the University of Mississippi. And he is a doctor within this mission that shared Juice Plus with his patients because he was watching his patients, those that were eating it, were having better outcomes. And what he kind of predicted was, well, okay, healthier moms have healthier babies. So he actually wanted to look and see the difference between the Juice Plus moms and the non-Juice Plus moms. And so he took over 350 women, and half of them were eating Juice Plus and taking a prenatal, and the other half were just taking a prenatal. And what he found were these results below, that those eating Juice Plus were having much, much improved outcomes than those that were not. So that, to me, I remember seeing this when we first learned about this nutrition, and I was just blown away that something like this could be so important in pregnancy. And then we've also got a really great research study for children. So, once we have these babies, they grow up. And if they're anything like Allie's or my child, they start to get picky. And so I love that we have found a way to be able to get good nutrition into kids at a younger age. So with this study, any adult can sponsor a child between the ages of 4 and 18, as well as full-time college students, to eat Juice Plus for free for up to 4 years. And what they have shown in this study from the results is that those that are eating Juice Plus are missing fewer days of school. They're going to the doctor less. They're taking less medication. They're eating less fast food and drinking less soft drinks. They're drinking more water, and they're eating more fruits and vegetables. I'm also the parent of a picky eater, so that's great news for me. And then we've also got the Tower Garden, which is a vertical aeroponic gardening system that allows you to grow indoors or out year round. And what is so cool with kids is they get to watch it grow in their backyard, and they get to watch it, and it gets them curious, and they want to eat the things that they're growing. So it's another way to help kids as they grow up learn about where our food comes from. And then we've got a great program called the Shred 10 that is all about jump starting this 4-month journey of putting this nutrition into your body. And we've got a great support group, guidelines to follow, coaching, cookbooks. It's amazing. And it's how I started my entire Juice Plus journey. And it's just about getting healthy. It's not about losing weight, but it's about getting healthy and detoxing your body. So if you want to learn more, get back to the person that invited you tonight. By the way, it is something that is completely safe to do while pregnant, because you are not starving your body. You are actually trying to flood it with as much whole foods as possible. I did this when I was pregnant, and it helped me tremendously. There are a few guidelines that you change for the pregnant woman, but other than that, everything is the same. So it's been great. And I also did it after I delivered as well. And you guys, Juice Plus is so affordable. It is absolutely incredible and still blows my mind. For less than a gourmet cup of coffee every single day, I can get this nutrition into my body, into my kids by sponsoring them for free. My husband and I do. And I can eat a meal chock full of over 50 different plants. And I can do all of that for less than a Starbucks coffee that's giving me like zero nutrition. So I want to switch gears just a little bit and share a few things about our incredible mission behind this nutrition. Like I said, we're all about inspiring healthy living around the world. And we really do believe that we're a company that's over 50 years old now. So we've got the longevity piece. We try and keep things very simple. We have 5 products, and they all have to do with food and growing food. And we have got the most incredible people in our community that just want to pay forward to those that they love and care about what this nutrition has done for them. And we're really being able to make impact for good in other people's lives. And that is what we are all about. Excuse me. And our business model is really unique. It's a virtual franchise. So it costs $52 a year to own your own virtual franchise. You can work from anywhere, part-time or full-time. I mean, you heard Allie say and Kaylee say, they're making full-time incomes now because of this. And we're able to do it when we want, from where we want, with who we want, which is just incredible. We don't keep any kind of inventory. We've got tons of amazing support. And at the upper leadership levels, we can actually get money paid to us every month to help invest back into our business. And we also can earn a benefits package at the top of the company, which includes medical, dental, vision, life insurance. I mean, this is a corporate level benefits package, college tuition reimbursement, long-term disability, and it goes on and on. And we really do have all the qualities of a top business opportunity. You know, we're working with a brand name product, a tried and proven system, and we just simply share our story of what this nutrition has done for us, and just build a network of people that love their Juice Plus as much as we do and want to go pay that forward to others in their community and those that they, you know, family and friends that they care about. And we do that just consumer to consumer, and then using social media in any way that we want to be able to. And we've got just the best mentors within this community and in our business office as well, to be able to support us on that journey. And our company is a company that gives back. We are the title sponsor of the St. Jude's Marathon every single year. We have pledged to donate a Tower Garden to every Boys and Girls Club in North America. That's over 4,000. And we are donating 10 million meals to the Volunteers of America and the Children's Hunger Fund, because we don't want people to go hungry. So, you know, we invite you to join us. There are 3 different ways that you can get started. If this is something that makes sense to you and you're going, oh my gosh, I need this, I want to get pregnant, or I am pregnant, or I just had a baby and I want this nutrition in my body, you can become a customer. Get back to the person that invited you to come tonight and ask lots of questions and tell them you're ready to get started. The second option is you can be a Healthy Starts customer, and you can sponsor a child in your life to get this nutrition for free as well. Or the third option is you can become your own customer, and you can do and share with a handful of people and be able to offset your own Juice Plus. Or maybe you're looking for an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. I don't know what this may be for you, but there are lots of options for what you can do and how you can get started. So again, get back to the person that invited you. And I just want to end by sharing a little bit of my story. You know, this nutrition came to us at a time where my husband and I were living in fear for our health. And it took us from living in fear to feeling invincible. And I said yes as a mom because I had a 2 and a 3-year-old at home already. And I had a picky eater. And it made sense. And it was so simple. And I wasn't expecting anything. I just wanted to be able to get more fruits and vegetables into my kids. And I wanted that peace of mind. But what I started to notice was, you know, we were seeing great changes. And when I started thinking about, well, maybe we might have a third one day, I thought, oh my gosh, this can be my prenatal. And so I have been eating Juice Plus as if I wanted to get pregnant for 3.5 years. And my first 2 kiddos were born at 30 and 31. I was 30 and 31. My third one was born when I was 37. And the difference between those 2 pregnancies was like night and day. I was sick of the dog the first trimester with both of mine, living on Zofran, trying not to throw up. This last one, I never threw up once. I never really felt nauseous. I had good energy throughout my entire pregnancy. I was working out up until the very end. And post-delivery, I was able to have a completely natural birth with my third one. I was not able to do that with my first 2. And the recovery, even from that, was so much quicker. It was so incredible what Allie said. I experienced the same thing. I didn't have the hormones everywhere. I didn't want to like cry on a dime like I did with my other 2. And I started my cycle again when my son was only 3 months old, because my hormones had balanced out that quickly. I was back to working out, I think about 6 weeks after he was born, because I felt that good. I wanted to do it earlier, but I was trying to just not push myself. I felt great when I started doing that again. I experienced the same thing as Allie did in my breast milk. It's been amazing. My other 2, I was not able to breastfeed beyond 7 months and 8 months. And usually that very last month was just a struggle to try and get anything out. My son is 7 months old right now, and I have zero issues producing enough milk for him. I actually produce more than what he needs, and it is thick and it is full of fat. And my son is this nice little chubby cutie. And so it has truly been the biggest blessing. That was all I did. I took my Juice Plus as my prenatal as well, and it's been phenomenal. And so the other part of my story is really that, and I love being able to share this on this Zoom, because I said yes to this nutrition and to sharing it because it made sense to me. And I felt like, I'm a nurse by trade and I knew nothing about nutrition. And I thought, okay, once I learned that relationship between nutrition and disease, I thought, if I, as a healthcare provider, don't know that, what does the average American not know? And I just felt like people deserved to know and hear. So I started sharing intentionally with those that I loved and cared about. And what I didn't know through all of this was that this mission and saying yes to this mission was going to eventually allow me to say yes to baby number 3. Because that was something that had been on my heart for many, many years. And we just did not know if financially that was going to be something that would be possible. And that was a hard place to be in, because I never wanted to say no to something so important that's in my heart for head reasons. But what I feel like God knew what I needed before I did. And so I said yes to this. And now, because I did, and because I've shared, that is what gave my husband and I the confidence to say yes to that 3rd baby. So I got to have my Juice Plus baby and have that completely different experience of being pregnant and feeling great and having this amazing little boy from this great pregnancy. And it is because of this nutrition and this mission that he's here. And that to me is incredible. I, like Haley, was able to replace my full-time nursing income. So I am at home with my kids, prioritizing my family and getting to make decisions that best suit my family, but still be able to contribute financially. And so for that, I am so, so thankful. And so I don't know what this may be for you. It might just be great nutrition for while you're pregnant. It might be a way to eat this and help a few friends and family out, or it might be you realizing dreams that are on your heart. I don't know, but I encourage you to get back to the person that invited you and just talk through it more with them. We are here to help. And we just want to say thank you for taking the time tonight to join us. Thank you so much and have a great night.